Hey guys, what's up? Nick here once again. It's gonna be a quick little unboxing and first impressions video of the Torras or Torras, I'm probably saying this wrong either way, case for the Galaxy Fold 4. Now, as you guys may or may not know, the Galaxy Fold 4 and honestly any of the Galaxy Fold series are very hard to find, not only just cases in general, but cases that actually work. What I mean by that, the hardest thing about making a case for these phones is that they have to be basically two pieces. So as you can see, I do have the Samsung Galaxy S Pen case on here that does have a holder for the S Pen, which is super cool. But with the Galaxy Fold 4, there was actually no way of keeping the pen on the device itself or carrying it inside the device like you can on the S22 Ultra. Now, Samsung decided to give this away for free with pre-ordering the device, which is really nice of them, and they also gave you this case for free. The biggest issue with this case, however, is the bulkiness. Once you have the S Pen on the back here, it adds a significant thickness, which already adds to a pretty thick phone as it is. So you got a pretty big bump there. I did kind of counteract this with adding a pop socket, so it does thankfully lay flat on the floor or on your desk or whatever, which is nice, but obviously most people probably aren't going to use a pop socket, so this ends up just being a big hump on the back, which yes, it does give you some extra grip when you are opening the phone to its full screen, which is nice for holding it, but for everything else, it's just cumbersome and it doesn't feel good in your pocket. And again, it rocks when it's on a table. Now, this is aiming to kind of counteract that with having a way to store the S Pen with your Fold 4, but have it on the side and not on the back. I'm very excited to get into this. The reviews have been pretty mixed on this one, and I think a lot of the people that gave it a bad review honestly haven't tested out the other options on the market, and because there really isn't any. And the other ones that are available pretty much do the exact same design as this one, where they have it on the back or some other weird way and it just doesn't work, or they just don't have S Pen support at all. Like, they don't have a way to store the S Pen, and that's not going to work for me. I like having my S Pen with me, and not being able to carry it with the case itself would be just a big deal breaker. So with that said, let's get the phone out of the Samsung case. And one of the biggest things I did not like about this case is it uses adhesive for this top plate, which is a very thin piece of plastic, I will say. But we will take this off just so I can kind of show you a better example of what I'm talking about. Maybe it'll be easier if it's shut. There we go. You can almost hear it, probably not from the camera, but I can hear the adhesive peeling off. So that is a big downside of this, the one-time use. So now that I'm taking it off, there's no going back. But I don't know if my camera will be able to pick this up. I hope so. There is some adhesive lingering residue from the case. Yeah, right there's a big chunk of it. Hopefully I can get this off because this is gross. Oh, yeah, I had to peel that off separately. So I'm going to go around the body and make sure all those extra little pieces of adhesive like here are all taken off. All right, I got as much off as I could for the time being. Let's take the back plate off, which thankfully the back plate I don't believe had any adhesive. This actually was just a clip-on. So we'll just have to kind of wedge it off. There we go. So now we have the naked Galaxy Fold 4. Man, it's crazy how much bulk this adds to it, like how much extra weight, because this, not that it's light by any means, but it definitely feels lighter and a lot better in the hand. It's a lot more premium, but obviously not as protected and a lot more slipperier, so I feel like I would be dropping this immediately. So let's get this box open. Let's get the new case on there. So I'll put this to the side. All right, let's get out the trusty knife we've been using since day one on this channel. And if you guys have any recommendations for other types of knives, let me know in the comment section below, because I'm looking to get a new one, because this guy has definitely seen its day. Get this plastic off here. There wasn't really anything on the box, honestly, to look at. Just some stuff about the company. I don't know much about this company. I've always kind of go with Spigen or Spigen, however you say it. I've always liked their cases. But from the reviews I saw, people said to go with this one over the Spigen that had the S Pen support. I guess this one just isn't as bulky. So if it can make it not as bulky and thick in your pocket, that's what I'm hoping for. Oh, okay, I just saw this on the bottom. So thanks for your purchase. So I think it slides out from the bottom. So we'll cut that open, if I can get it open. There we go. Oh, okay, nice. I will say the presentation is really nice, and this is by far the most premium case I've ever purchased for a smartphone, and it's the most expensive. I'm not going to tell you how much this thing is, but I will put a link in the description below if you want to go see for yourself. It's definitely expensive for what it is, but that is what it is when you got an expensive phone. So this looks like the faceplate. This is the one that has the S Pen holder. With that said, let me grab the S Pen. So we got the S Pen here. The one downside of this case, at least so far, is I don't like the color. It is just straight black. They did have a green color, but it wasn't the same as the gray green that comes with the phone itself. So I wish they would have had some other color choices, but it is what it is, I guess. So that just snaps into place. Honestly, that's pretty nice. It snaps in there pretty well. It looks pretty good. It doesn't feel like it's, oh yeah, that's not going to come out by accident. You really have to pry on that to get it out. But, you know, time will tell on how well these hinges will keep it in place over time, you know, with how many times you take it in and out. Giggity. But yeah, we'll see how long that lasts over time. But I do like the design of that. It does fit pretty nicely in there. It doesn't feel like it's sticking out too much, but we'll see what it's like when we get it on the phone. I don't think this is anything that's just like a protector, so I'll throw that away. And then we got the back plate here. So it is a frosted clear back. It's kind of cool. You can shine the color of your phone through the back, which is nice. But again, I do wish they had other color options here. I wish they had the gray-green option, because that was the thing I really liked about the Samsung case, is it really showed off the color of the phone. So it is going to be kind of a shame going away from that, but it is what it is. We do have protection around the camera lenses. We have a little bit of a raise there. I also like that the volume buttons are covered as well. Obviously, they can't cover the fingerprint scanner because then that wouldn't work. So that is going to be open, but it is nice that the volume rockers are covered. A little bit of branding there on the side, and then going to the bottom, we have perfect cutouts for the USB-C and microphone. Hinge is not protected with this case, so if you are looking for hinge protection, this is not the case for you. And then on the top here, we just have some microphone ports. So that's it. Let's, well, I guess there is a couple more things. Just some, let's start a wonderful journey. Cool. Then we got a quick start guide, but I mean, it's a case. It can't be that hard. Yeah, the box itself, probably 20 bucks right there. They could have saved. They just gave us a little bit of a cheaper box because, let's be honest, this is going right in the trash. Alrighty, so we got the phone here. Put that there. I don't think I have to. Yeah, the back's pretty clean, so we should be okay there. We'll snap this bad boy on. Oh yeah, it slid right into place. Okay. So back plate, it does add maybe ½ an inch around the sides. So in terms of shock absorption, I think this is going to be more protecting than the Samsung one. But it does look like it adds a little bit extra bulk than the Samsung, at least around the edges. This side, not so much, which is nice. And then we do have the raised lip here for the camera lenses. So yeah, it is definitely above the camera lenses. So if you were to fall flat on the back, you should be just fine. But let's get the front on. And again, no adhesive here. So this will be interesting to see how well this will actually stay on the phone over time, or if it'll pop off. So get that on there. Slide into place. Easy as that. So that's what it looks like when it's on there. You can see the S Pen does stick out. Your thumb does rest on it when you're holding it in one-handed use. So using the phone, it doesn't feel like it's honestly that intrusive in the hand. If I were to take it out, yeah, it is noticeable. 100%. So it's a lot easier to hold one-handed if you don't have the S Pen in. But honestly, you buy this, you're buying this case for the S Pen support. So, but no, it doesn't feel that bad. And having this, like, not, it's crazy. Not having this, it makes the phone feel like a completely new phone. Like, that's wild. Like how better that feels in the hand. All right, let's try opening it. Oh, that's not bad at all. That's really not that bad at all. Like, and even though there's no hinge protection, when it's fully open, it's obviously covered. So that is nice. And again, we have all this open room now. Yes, you do have some, I don't know, you know what you call this. This is extra width on the left side now. If you're OCD, I mean, I'm a little OCD, but not clinically, you know, diagnosed or anything. But if you are OCD, this might bother you that it's a little bit, you know, longer on the left side than it is on the right. So that is something you'll probably have to take into account. But this doesn't feel bad. I was expecting this to feel more obtrusive, or at least like uncomfortable on my left hand, and it feels fine. Like I could use this no problem. Yeah, typing experience just as good. I don't really feel like I'm getting cut off on my left hand really. and then you got easy access right to the pen. I'm right-handed, so you will have to kind of switch hands here, but yeah, go right to it. That's cool. So I do like that. Let's see, buttons. Okay, slamming shut feels good. That didn't feel bad. Try that again. Yeah, feels good. And I can definitely tell this is thin enough to use a wireless charger with. I don't have a wireless charger, sadly, so I don't really use it for that. But if you do, this is definitely thin enough. It says it is rated for wireless charging, so you got to worry about that. But yeah, the buttons here. So how do... Okay, with the S Pen on, I have a little bit larger hands than most people, but I will say that the power button, at least, is a little cramped. You do have to ever so slightly lift up, like it's like that, right? You barely have to lift this up to reach it for the fingerprint scanner, because I'm trying to get this on camera. I'm gonna try not to lift that up. Okay, it worked that time. See, that time it didn't work. And this fingerprint scanner, by the way, works every time. Like, I've never had it fail, so it's definitely the fact that I gotta lift this up a little bit to get my full finger on there. But it does work. It's just, you're gonna have to get used to that. It's a little bit in the way. But it is what it is. And then the volume buttons, let's see how these feel. Oh, not bad at all. Yeah, I actually really like that. They add a little bit extra tactile feedback because they are covered. And again, because the S Pen is up here, they are a little bit hard to get used to. It is kind of cutting it off a bit, but it's not too bad. It's not terrible. All right, so that was my full unboxing and first impressions of the Torras. I think I'm saying that right. Galaxy Fold 4 smartphone case. I do really like it. I think I do like the design a little bit more than the Samsung's case. I understand 100% they didn't want to make it too wide in the hand, especially for one-handed use. But if I'm being honest with you, the extra width feels a little bit more comfortable in the hand than it did without it. It just feels more like an average-sized phone nowadays. So there is that. Of course, you do have easier access now to the S Pen, which is pretty cool. And you are getting, in my opinion, a little bit more protection of your device than you got with the Samsung one. There's definitely more of a lip on the front. As you can see, it is raised pretty heavily. So if this were to fall on its face, this will be much more protected than it was with the Samsung one that came with it. So if there is any questions you have, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But with that, leave a like, share, support as always, subscribe to know this next one. Hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.